Welcome to the fifth and final game of this Saturday of baseball here at UIC. And Marcus Smith deals in the first pitch to Jacob Lee. It's a strike, and that's how we get started tonight. It's the Kansas City Royals RBI squad taking on the team from Indy, aka Indianapolis RBI. Here comes the 0-1. The first offer, and after that is swung on and missed. It's 0-2. Indy's running with Lee, Mendoza, and Anderson as the top three. Medina, Cross, and Pettiford make up the 4, 5, and 6 hole hitters. That one misses down and away, 1 and 2. Talley, the pitcher, Valle, and Johnson round out the lineup. And they're going up against, like I said, right-hander Marcus Smith. Here's the 1-2. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. Pitch was down, so the count evens out. Kansas City defense looks like this. It's Quincy Jones, Alonzo Bird, and Wallace in the outfield from left to right. Here's the 2-2. In the air, speak of the devil, this is Bird in center field. And that's how we get started with a fly out to center field. From third to first on the infield, it's Quinton Jones, Kevin Jackson, Kellen Jackson, and Elijah Sanchez. Portman will catch the right-hander Smith, as that'll bring up the third baseman, Nate Mendoza, class of 2023 product.
Nate Mendoza.
We'd also like to welcome you inside the broadcast booth, everybody. Cavan Malayter here with Ryan Sykora. Thank you both of us, Ryan and I, on our fifth and final game of the night. We are now approaching and over the 13-hour mark, soon to be approaching the 14-hour mark here at the ballpark.
And might I add, frantically writing down lineups.
This ball's lifted into left field. It'll drop in front of Quincy Jones for a base knock. So Nate Mendoza's got a single, and Indy's got a man aboard here with 1 away.
Good piece of hitting from Mendoza. Put it right back there in the outfield. That's an easy blooper single. You'll take those all day of the week. Leadoff runner on board with 1 away. That's the perfect start if you're Indianapolis.
You're exactly right.
Center fielder number 0, Jaden Anderson.
I'll check on the runner. Safe there. So this is the center fielder, Jaden Anderson, and he taps this one foul to the left side. This is an Indy team that comes into this one with a record of 2-1. Losses to White Sox Ace, the only 4-0 team left in this tournament. Safe at first base is Mendoza before picking up win yesterday afternoon against Cubs RBI 6-2 win. Earlier today, an 11-4 victory over Detroit Tigers RBI. Runs for 17, runs allowed 18, into run differential of -1. So there's 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 away. Here's the pitch. Inside corner for a strike. Anderson trying to stay alive here. Kick in the pitch and a swing and a miss there. Snap throw back to first, and the throw was slightly in the turf out of the hand of Portman. All right, indeed. Here's 2 away.
13, Juan Medina.
It's the catcher Medina now up. We thank you for joining us here on the Windy City Sports Network for the another baseball game as this one's popped up to the right side of the infield. Sanchez makes the grab, and that'll retire the side. Nothing comes out of the one-out hit from Mendoza. Half an inning gone, no score. We welcome you back inside. Cavan Malayter here with Ryan Sykora. Glad to be with you. As we're currently experiencing some technical difficulties, so we apologize right now. We'll try to get those fixed for you all. This ball's fouled off the shin of Kellen Jackson. He's playing second base today. Get you the full Royals lineup in just a moment. Jackson bats from the right side. Wearing number 2 today. And fouls that one off to make it 0-2. They're going up against right-handed pitcher Lincoln Talley. The 0-2 misses upstairs. Being caught by Medina as that ball bounced off the mitt of Medina. Game starting a little bit earlier than the scheduled half-hour post last final. That breaking ball bends up but doesn't break it in enough. Two upstairs on a fastball. 3-2 now. Talley working out of the windup exclusively thus far. Here's the pitch. Inside corner taken for a called third strike. So a good start there for Talley. Picks up his first strikeout of the contest. And that's the first out of the inning.
Shortstop, number 1, Cavan Jackson.
Cavan Jackson now steps up. This Royals RBI side have 2 pairs of siblings. We both, at least we've been formed to believe they are both twins. That one misses inside. The Jacksons and the Jones. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Jackson in this Royals squad. Here's the 1-1. Taken for a strike. 1-2. Coming into this one, 1-2. Opened the tournament with 2 losses to Cincinnati and Cleveland before picking up a win earlier today against Minnesota by final 9-6. He pops that one straight back, keeping the count at 1-2. 11 runs for, 18 runs allowed for a run differential of a -7. These 2 teams also playing the final game in the preliminary round of the 18U baseball bracket. The 1-2 popped up, could be playable for Lee on the right side. He's in foul territory and makes the grab for out number 2. So a good start here for Talley. 2 batters faced, 2 outs here quickly. That's what you want to see here if you're
Center fielder number
a pitcher.
13, Alonzo Bird.
And it's Joe Bird with 2 out already. He takes that one down and away. Here's the full Royals lineup. We've already seen the 2 Jacksons bat. Bird now up to the plate. Quinn and Jones on deck. Quincy Jones in the hole. Sanchez, Portman, Wallace, and Evans. Evans is the DH today. Rounds out the lineup. The 1-0. Up and away, and it's 2-0. Indy defense looks like this. Pettiford, Anderson, and Johnson in the outfield. Mendoza, Cross, Valle, and Lee in the infield. Medina is the catcher. 2 balls, no strikes. 3-0 now. He can't seem to find the zone in this at-bat. Missing high in all 3 pitches thus far. Talley working to try and fight back here. That one misses down low. And this Royals squad open up their tournament with a heartbreaking loss to Cincinnati. As just mentioned, that was their first loss they suffered. It was a 2-1 deficit to the team from Ohio. And you can say it was a heartbreaking loss because they had the tying run going to the plate on a ball that was meant for extra bases, a bang-bang play at the plate. The runner was going to be out, so he tried leaping over the catcher, did that successfully. Only problem is he couldn't get back to the plate in time, so he was tagged out to end the game. It was a chaotic finish, but the Royals fell there, and they later fell to Cleveland RBI. 1-0 now. He's run 5 consecutive balls, Tally has, and this ball's put into play. Right side of the infield again, this time in fair territory is Lee. He stumbles a little bit, but makes the grab, and now retire the side. So Tally works around the 2-out walk and throws a scoreless frame himself. Through 1, no score. This is the 2021 Major League Baseball RBI Central Regional Tournament on the Windy City Sports Network. Welcome back. We've entered the top of the second inning, and Daniel Cross will lead things off. 5, 6, 7 due up for the Circle City squad tonight. And in the second frame, Smith out of the belt fires, and he takes a strike. Cross does, and still working on those technical issues for you, ladies and gentlemen, so we apologize for those if you've been watching us all the way through. And the 0-1 hits Cross, so it's another base runner, this time the leadoff variety. It's a hit by pitch, and a good start here for Indy.
Left fielder number 5, Diego Pettiford.
Swinging and missing at that one is Pettiford. He's playing left field today for Circle City. Runner goes, and this pitch is fouled straight back and out of play. We'll check on the runner here. So no balls, 2 strikes. Still in the top of the second. No one out thus far. After the Cross was hit by the 0-1 pitch, it was a breaking piece. Fakes the steal as Pettiford just chops at it and fouls it off. That's something that's going to be key for the Circle City squad. Get base runners here. Try to fight here. Run differential thus far of a -1 coming into this contest. After starting off 0-1 and falling to arguably the best team in the tournament, White Sox Ace, who are 4-0, a run differential of +33. Following their defeat of Twins RBI this morning. 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball taken for strike 3. Second strikeout of the game for Smith, and it comes via the looking K. That's big for
Pitcher
them
number 10,
because you're just trying
Lincoln
to
Talley.
get out here if you're Smith and try to make up for that hit by pitch. And now a ground ball will get you out of this inning. As now the pitcher Talley comes up to the plate. We'll have to wait as that ball gets away. It bounced in and out of the mid of Sanchez, and up to second base goes Cross. So a costly drop there by Sanchez. Gives Cross a free 90 and also eliminates the traditional double play. So scored that in E3 there. Throw was pretty on the money. And now Conference will come about on the mound between Portman and Smith. So not the start you want here if you're Smith in the second inning, but for Circle City and Indy, this is what you want. You want these opportunities. You want to try and get some early runs. Pulling the bunt back was Talley, but he didn't pull it back enough in time. So now, no balls and a strike. Corner's playing in as Talley shoots his ball back up the middle. That's through for a base hit. Cross is now being sent around on a late signal. The throw to the plate is offline, and Indy's going to take a 1-0 lead. An RBI single there for Lincoln Talley. And how about the pitcher getting it done for himself? Great piece of hitting there with the infield up playing in. Just shoot it right back where it came from, and that's exactly what Talley did.
Jonathan Valle.
Not too often you see the pitcher bat for himself in a start like that. We saw Ed Gregory of Detroit pitch for him and bat for himself, and also bat in the leadoff spot as a courtesy runner is being dropped in. That's Cairo Parks out there now going to run for Talley on second base. He advances second on the throw. It's an RBI single. That's a 1-0 Indy lead thus far. Here's the second baseman Valle up. Smith sets, delivers. Breaking ball that is forehanded by Portman behind home. So it's 1-0. Temperature's starting to cool off here. Wind picking up. Could have some more rain in the forecast, but we'll wait and see. As that one is blocked again very nicely that time, done by Portman. Textbook block, getting around to that baseball, keeping it in front of him and preventing the runner from getting a free 90 feet. So still 1-0. Runner on second, one out. The 2-0 pitch. Pulling back the bunt was Valle. He has to duck out of the way of that one. It's 3-0. A little chin music there after he squared up. Three balls, no strikes. Sanchez, the first baseman, starts to come in on the infield grass. Third baseman Quinton Jones playing even with the bag. Scoring the bunt is Valle. He pulls it back, and it's a 4-pitch walk. So the strategy worked of squaring up, maybe try to just throw off the rhythm of Smith there. And he got it done there. So second free pass of the inning issued by Marcus Smith. It's now first and second with only one away. And that'll bring up Johnson.
Number 2, Adrian Johnson.
Now another meeting on the bump. Adrian Johnson, class of 2023 batter, will be up after the meeting disperses on the mound. Scoring a bunt now is Johnson. He fans on the bunt. That's a strike. Johnson has earned the nickname Peanut on his name. Every time I hear the nickname Peanut, I can only think of one man. That's Charles Tillman. Great defensive player, longtime member in the NFL, but Adrian Johnson, the baseball version of Peanut. Here's the 1-1. Swinging and a miss, strike 2. Good fastball there from Smith. He's Had some command issues here early on for the first inning and a third thus far, but trying to attack the bottom of the order. He hasn't been able to do so thus far, and he's got the top of the order on deck. 1-2. That ball's grounded hard right at Kellen Jackson. He goes to Cavan for one. The throw to first is in time. It's a 4-6-3 double play. Indy coaching staff don't like the call. They're going to call the umpires over. I think he wants to discuss it. I think he's claiming that Sanchez got pulled off the bag on the throw. And he's got a case from my angle here. It looks like he did pull him off the bag. So now they're gonna pull him back. They're gonna call him safe. And so now the bases will be loaded. It'll be ruled a fielder's choice. So Valle is out at second base. Johnson beat out the throw. I think they're going to say that Sanchez pulled out the bag, and that's exactly what you're supposed to do in the umpires. We saw a similar play to that in the Detroit-Cincy game. Umpires didn't come together in conference. That time they did, and they got the right call, in my opinion. So scored a 4-6 fielder's choice. The third goes tally. Still 1-0 here in the top of the second inning. And it brings up the top of the order. And Jacob Lee. 2 out now after that fielder's choice. Jacob Lee, the batter, and looked to try to add on a few more runs. Runner goes in the first pitch, up and in. Easy bag there for Johnson. Avoids the force there at second base. This ball's hit hard back up the middle. Jackson to his left, fields and throws. It's a high throw, but keeping the bag there was Sanchez. And that'll end the inning. We're through an inning and a half here. 1-0 as Indy strikes first on the RBI single from Tally. Back in a moment. This is the 2022 Major League Baseball RBI Central Regional Tournament on the Windy City Sports Network. Quincy Jones to lead things off here in the home half of the second inning. 1-0 Indy RBI lead at Cavan. Malayter, joined by Ryan Sykora. And Ryan, let's get right into this here. Although this is the last game of the tournament and both these two teams are eliminated from championship contention, this game is a lot riding on the line, as here's the scenario here. If Indy wins this game, we believe Cleveland will go to the final. If Kansas City were to win, Cincinnati has a date with White Sox ace. So Ryan, with that being said, this has a lot more importance to it than just the final game of day 3 of the tournament and on this 5-game Saturday.
first of all, let's keep it with the two teams on the field, right? You look at this game. This is all about pride for teams that are 2-1 in Indy and 1-2 in the KC Royals RBI team's case, right? So that's the first and most important thing, because at the end of the day, kids playing on the field, yeah, they're the best. But also big picture, right? How about that? If one team wins, one team goes to the tournament championship game. And if another team wins, another team goes to the tournament championship game. That's what it's all about, these late night games, these late deciders.
3-2 now. It's that pitch taken for striking. It'll be interesting to see here if we get wind of if either the Reds or Guardians are watching in their respective hotels awaiting the results of this game as Jones works the walk to lead things off here. Sanchez will now come up to bat. He's had quite some time and quite busy there at the first base bag. A couple of tough plays that he's had to make, but Elijah Sanchez gives away to the crowd. A large cheering section for him here as he steps into the box for the first time tonight.
And so, again, to continue that, big game, lots riding for Cincinnati RBI. They are, we think, deserving of being there based on what rules were outlined to us via the paper form, being
via the memo,
head-to-head
exactly.
tiebreaker is the qualifier above all else. There's another pickoff attempt over at first.
Jones has been safe on both attempts.
We were told that, head-to-head was going to be the be-all, end-all in some way, shape, or form, and clearly other teams have been informed otherwise.
Down the line, Johnson gives chase, but doesn't have enough time to get there, so it drops foul, and it's 0-1.
And if that be the case, that's okay. Again, the rules and the organizers of this tournament, they get final say. It came from them. We're going to go with them instead of what was given to us, and that's fine. That's okay. There's no need to get up-riled over that. But so Cincinnati, who beat Cleveland, could be in the final with a Royals win. But if the Royals lose and Indy wins, Cincinnati, who beat Cleveland, could get ousted in the title game in favor of Cleveland. And there's here and there's just a couple of things that...
This is popped foul. Also could just be a matter of common opponents as well.
Yeah.
When you look at it, but because Kansas City's played both Cincinnati and Cleveland, Indianapolis has played neither. They've only team in relation to the title game in terms of their opponents they played thus far were White Sox aces, and they lost by 12 runs in that game.
And that's a fair point. But then again, that's the pool play. That's who was assigned to play you, and you can only play who's in front of you.
Obviously, yeah.
And again, I want to reiterate that I am in no way, shape, or form arguing with the decision or embattling myself with the decision to say that I think the Royals deserve to be the Reds deserve to be in this position above Cleveland, because I just don't. Whatever the rules are the rules.
Cross to second for one. The throw is pumped, and it's a fielder's choice. Sanchez safe at first. Kind of got stuck in the mid there of Valle, but it's out number one. But it's cool, though, because it adds a lot more drama to a game that I think a lot of people have said, well, it's a game between two sides who are 2-1, 1-2. Neither of them are in contention for a title game appearance. Add some drama to it as well now for the two sides that aren't playing with it.
A lot of people would have said it's an 8:20 first pitch, game 5 of 5, two teams that don't have a chance to go to the title game. So what's on the line here? Well, everything. Mm-hmm. Not for these teams, but for two other teams that are sitting in their hotel rooms that have come excess amount of miles from Ohio, of all places, into Illinois.
Both of them.
To see if they can play for a chance to go to the RBI World Championships in Florida. That's everything for these kids. That's why they're here, is to go to Florida and win it all. Yeah, winning this tournament is nice, but this tournament only qualifies you for the big one. And two teams are sitting at home right now, or sitting in the ballpark, depending on what your parents said or what your coaches decided to do, and hoping you can play for a championship tomorrow against a White Sox ace team. It's really, really good.
You're exactly right. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. And not to mention, there are probably some players in the White Sox ace coaching staff and players who are proud keeping their eye on here, because that also impacts who they get tomorrow as well. Do they get a offensive heavy Cleveland Guardians squad, as that back pick is not in time, or do they get a team that's full of talented pitching in the Cincinnati Reds staff?
And Harrison Barnes.
Exactly.
Golden State Warriors legend. No, I think when you look at it at the end of the day, right, White Sox ace probably have more riding on it than anybody else, because that changes the way your game plan goes. And yeah, you'll get the coach speak that's going to tell you, that's going to tell you, no, we're just going to play our game no matter what. That's just not true. Depending on who they get, as lightning rumbles in the background, keep an eye on that. Depending on who you get, you're going to change up which pitcher you want to throw, especially if you're White Sox ace and you have a full complement of pitchers. So this game means a lot for not only the two teams that could go to the final, but of course the team that's already in there.
Exactly right. 0-1. By the way, that was Portman who just struck out swinging. So now here's Wallace, the right fielder with the runner on 1st and 2 away. The pitch. Fastball there for a strike. And one thing Lincoln Talley has done well thus far, Ryan, is fire a lot of fastballs, and a lot of them have been for strikes.
He's got some speed to him.
Yeah, he does.
I'll give you that much. I want to see Kansas City put a couple right back in there.
Got him swinging on a changeup upstairs. Good response from Talley after the leadoff walk. He retires the next 3 batters. We're through 2, 1-0 Indy leads. So they can all have nights off. Welcome back. And the first pitch of the innings, a grounder right past the dive of Kellen Jackson and to right for a base knock. So Mendoza is 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. Good start for him at the plate tonight. There's Nate Mendoza now. It's Anderson who struck out swinging his last time up.
Anderson.
1-0 game here as we enter the visitors' half of the 3rd inning. Kick and check back. He's safe there.
And last time they left Mendoza stranded there with an Anderson K and a Juan Medina P3. So we'll see what they can do to try and get Mendoza around and put a run on the board.
That one misses upstairs, so 1-0. Anderson just recently graduated high school, class of 2022 product, as this ball sent high to right field. Coming in as Wallace near the line, makes the grab. Having to hurry back to first is Mendoza. He's safe there. And actually ended up being a lot closer than it probably should have there for Nate Mendoza.
Yeah, he was a little too lackadaisical there on the base path, but
Hitting next, the catcher.
tough start for Anderson. Juan Medina
Juan
comes in,
Medina.
Daniel Cross in the on-deck circle, the only guy to score so far for Indy. So the heart of the lineup coming into play now. This is where they want their bread and butter.
Medina, as Ryan mentioned a couple moments ago, popped out to first, his only trip. Takes a good breaking ball from Smith in for a strike, and it's 0-1. If you can really believe it, we started at 8:20. Runner goes, strike called, throw down, just off the line. We started at 8:20. This game originally scheduled for 6:30 p.m. We've had multiple weather delays over our first couple of games today. And there's a chance we might be in for a third, depending on the weather and the imminent future. Oh, 2. Lifted in the air to left. Back is Jones. He makes the grab. Tagging and halting last second was Mendoza, so he'll hold there. And so there's 2 away now in the inning.
Up next, shortstop, Daniel Cross.
Back-to-back fly balls there off the bats of the Indy Circle City batters. Really liked what Marcus Smith has done so far, putting balls into the strike zone, forcing guys to go make swings. Popped up a couple, another fly ball hitter it seems today, after we just saw success with the Tigers and their fly ball pitcher.
And speaking of things we've already seen, we already saw Cross get hit by a pitch once. He just got hit with the first pitch again. So now there's 2 on and 2 out.
Diego Pettiford.
Pettiford struck out looking at his only trip. So this is really interesting because there are 2 outs, but 2 men on here for Indy.
It's a big opportunity. Yeah, 2 outs. Yeah, 1 on first, 1 on second. Pettiford struck out his last time looking. Big, towering individual, though. Looks like he might have some power for a guy batting all the way in the 6th spot.
That one misses down low. 1-0. Fought off a couple of tough pitches in that first at-bat, but eventually went down via way of the looking K. Smith sets the 1-0. Weekly hit up the first base line. Pouncing on it is Smith, and he will let it roll foul. Probably the smarter decision there.
Looked like he might have touched it briefly, but yeah, definitely if Marcus Smith didn't make a play on that ball, and I think that's what the umpire's telling him, to be careful there. Make sure you don't touch that ball, because then it is a fair ball, and all sorts of problems can go wrong there in terms of arguments, moments, parents, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, wise decision.
We've already seen a couple of arguments between managers today across the 5 games thus far. Here's the 1-1. This is lifted into right field, right at Wallace. And Smith is able to avoid the damage any further. Gets around the 2 base runners and puts up a scoreless frame. For 2.5, still 1-0. Indy leads it back in a moment here on the Windy City Sports Network. coach Isaiah Evans to kick things going here in the home half of the third as the Royals trail by 1. As lightning and thunder paint the backdrop along the Chicago skyline that's lightened itself to us here at UIC. This ball sent down the right field line, hooking and foul. Johnson a couple of paces off of that one. But so far, though, we've seen Talley throw a lot of strikes. And same thing, though, Ryan, with actually Marcus Smith, despite him giving up that run.
Yeah, it's just going to go there just like his counterpart on the other side for the Royals. Lots of strikes being thrown early, lots of footballs being forced into play. A little bit more pace on the ball from him, though.
Here's the 1-1. That gets this corner for a strike, 1 and 2.
There's a lot more juice behind that fastball coming into the Royals hitters than it is on the opposite side coming into the Indy hitters.
Talley works quickly, then Evans fights it off. Lincoln Talley, by the way. That's a great name. I really like the name.
Can you tell the audience, specifically an individual named Austin Kroom, how his name is spelled?
It's Linkin.
Like Lincoln Park.
Not the neighborhood in Chicago, but
The band.
this is weakly hit. It deflects off of Talley to cross that short, and he's still able to make the play. So that should go down as a 1-6-3 putout for route number 1. The rare multi-defender first out on a ground ball.
Kellen Jackson.
As the top of the Kansas City lineup comes back up, it's Kellen Jackson. It's sent to the batting cages down the right field line.
My car was over there, but hope it didn't get hit.
Yeah. Parked over there too. Weekly hit. Talley off the rubber. 2 down.
But didn't we get dropped off? So our car's not there anymore.
I don't remember. That was 14 hours ago.
Another great pitch there from Lincoln Talley. Get a guy to ground into an easy little out. That's 2 up, 2
The
down.
next batter, shortstop.
That's 4 straight
Kellen
retired.
Jackson.
5 straight retired, even with the Elijah Sanchez fielder's choice. Really good stuff.
And Kevin Jackson squares to Bunny, pops it up, barehanded by Talley, not in time. Single on the bunt for Kevin Jackson, but guess what? In the scorebook, it goes down as the line drive. So 2 out, tying run gets aboard here in the home half of the third.
Big next center fielder, Alonzo Bird.
And in steps Alonzo Bird here, walked his last time up the center fielder. A lot of speed, a lot of power to him as well. He's almost your perfect center fielder for this kind of level. A guy who's going to be really athletic, cover a ton of ground, but also be really productive at the plate if you've got guys on the base path like you do right now with Kevin Jackson.
Jackson increasing that lead off first, and Bird tips the first pitch back.
And this is a Royals team that is not particularly large. They don't have a lot of size to them. They are built with a whole bunch of contact guys that are going to get on base, play small ball, and it's a product that I don't know if it necessarily works here at Les Miller Field and CG because it's such a wide and big stadium that you're going to need to be really precise with that small ball all the time, and it's really difficult. It's a defender. It favors the defensive side of things, I think, at this level particularly.
It definitely does. I mean, just look at where the 3 outfielders are currently positioned. No balls, 2 strikes now to Bird, the pitch. Weakly hit up the first base line. Talley calls off Medina and makes the play to end the inning. So he works around the 2-out bunt single, and we're through 3. It's 1-0. Indy leads it. This is the 2022 Major League Baseball RBI Central Regional Tournament on the Windy City Sports Network. We can tally to get things going here in the top of the fourth inning. Still 1-0. Indy leads it. Apologize for the brief technical difficulties. We are not going to weather delay right now. It's just the top of the fourth. The pitcher takes the ball inside. He singled in a run his last trip to the plate. So I'm talking about getting it done for yourself. He did it right there, and that's the difference right now. The 1-0. Swing and miss. Strike 1. Good fastball there from Smith, who's really done a nice job throwing a ton of strikes thus far. And something to note about here as we move into the later stages of this game already. Caught on a miss, and it's 1-2. Smith working quickly out of the windup. That fastball misses out, and it's 2-2 now. Smith, when he's rushing his windup and delivery, seems to be missing a lot more than when he takes his time. Here's the 2-2. Took his time there, and he gets a pop-up. Short left center field. It'll be Cavan Jackson, the shortstop, to make the grab. He outranks his brother Kellen there in the infield, so that's a big first out. Just for momentum's sake, he retires the one batter.
Next, second baseman.
Probably did the most damage to your Marcus Smith, and there's one away for Jonathan Valle. Valle walked, was retired at second base on a fielder's choice in the second. First pitch. Outside corner for a strike, and it's 0-1. Like we mentioned, the scenarios we believe to have occurred go like this, as it's 0-2. An Indianapolis win would send Cleveland to the final against White Sox ace. A Kansas City win sends the Cincinnati Reds RBI program to the finals. 0-2 just misses down low. Kick and the pitch. Popped up in a right field. Long run for Wallace near the line. He's got it. And that's the first out of the inning. Or second out, excuse me. Still 1-0 here in the top of the fourth, as Adrian Johnson returns to the plate. Johnson reached on fielder's choices last time, so he's 0 for 1 today. But, like I said, he got on base, stole a bag as well on his trip. 2 out here, top 4. That one's taken for a strike. It's 0-1. Kick in the 0-1. This is blooped down the right field line. It just lands foul. Maybe missed the line by about a foot, if that. That was really close. So, that's a 0-2 count. And Johnson steps out to tie his shoes. It's kind of important when you're trying to put a ball in play and try to run 90 feet, if not more, depending on where you hit the ball. It's important to have your shoes tied so you're not tripping over yourself. Trust me, people have done that before in the game of baseball. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Pitch from Smith. Tipped into the mitt of Portman, and that'll end the inning. That's just the 3rd strikeout of the contest for Marcus Smith. It's his first 1-2-3 frame on the bump. For 3.5, still 1-0, Indy leads it. Welcome back. Defensive change to notify you about as we enter the bottom of the fourth. As Tally comes out of the windup. John Combs has entered the ball game to play second base. Time is called. Tally so far, just the one hit allowed. Came back in the third inning. So had a no-no for 2, which is kind of tough to do in this type of tournament. White Sox aced it this morning, but it was over 4 innings, and it involved a 30-minute rain delay as well.
We said it after the game, even if I think there was no rain delay, no offense to Brand Brooks, who pitched a phenomenal 4 innings, that wouldn't have counted. I wouldn't have counted that.
Swing and a miss, strike 1. He gets back on the board, and it's 2-1.
It's like the old, didn't the MLB do that with the 7-inning games? They don't count certain...
They didn't count the no-hitters at first
Yeah.
when they did the 7-inning games, and then every team was like, okay, well, if you're not going to count the 7-inning games, then why are we even playing them?
Correct.
And that's when they changed them back to the 9-inning doubleheaders.
Which is smart, which is what it always should have been. It's the first old man baseball thing I've ever said.
That really is.
Cavan's converting me. This is not good. Modernized baseball.
Yeah.
2-inning games.
Do what that YouTube channel, Major League Wiffle, does. Just 3-inning games. 3-inning games, and you're done. Each counts for 1 in the standings. You agree with me, right, Ryan?
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Great idea.
That's what you would like. We would have been out of here. We would have been out of here like 8 hours ago. That one skips away. Medina having trouble to find it. And now look out here as Jones is taking a wide turnaround first, but he's going to hold there and be content with the first base bag.
See now, but we wouldn't have been out of here early because if we were playing 3-inning games, you know how many games they'd have today? Like 14, and we would still be here. No complaints. That's just how it works. It's the reality. I'm loving it. I'm here. I'd rather be here than an office job.
Oh, for sure. And that's exactly what we're referencing. There's someone in the comments who just
Left fielder.
said it reminds you of the Mad Bum 70 no-hitter from last season, and that's exactly what I was referencing as well. I think because we both share that was dumb how they didn't count that.
Madison Bumgarner, famed Arizona Diamondbacks pitcher.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, local.
And he's a little biased towards those Arizona guys.
I don't like the Diamondbacks. I'm just from Phoenix.
Yeah, you're from Phoenix, but you're an Atlanta sports fan, which must bring you a lot of pain in your life, correct?
I got a World Series. First thing someone said to me after I won the World Series was 28-3, and that ruined the whole thing. But
that was not me, by the way. As the runner goes down for second, that ball goes into center field, but Anderson does a nice job backing up and preventing the runner from advancing any further. So give Quinton Jones the stolen bag. That was not me. Referencing the 28-3. But now you brought it up, I have to ask. Or just, not even ask, say 28-3.
I mean, you could have asked it. You could have posed 28-3 in a question form.
28-3?
No, this is a 1-0 ball game in the bottom of the fourth with no outs and 1 aboard.
Bag came off, by the way, which is why we have a brief stoppage in play. Cavan, Malayter, Ryan, Sykora with you from Curtis Granderson Stadium in Chicago.
Not downtown Chicago.
We're in Chicago, though.
Okay.
As we are in the middle of our 5th and final game of the day together. We've been here at the ballpark since 7 in the morning.
I wanted to be here for 15, 16 hours. Who didn't?
We're only 48 minutes away from hitting the 15-hour mark. I kind of wanted it to happen now at this point. It may happen after that hit by pitch. Quincy Jones is on first base as the ball is ruled dead.
A little higher. That's plunking Quincy Jones in the head, and he wasn't budging. He was just going to stand in and take one.
Hitting next.
He fired up that
First
dugout
baseman,
too, which I think is what
Elijah
matters in that scenario.
Sanchez.
Yeah, I think the Royals need a spark, and that might just be it. They'll bring in this next batter up for them.
Elijah Sanchez back up. Fielder's choice is how he reached the last time. He throws the bunt down here. No one's covering first base, so Medina pockets the throw. Here comes Kansas City now. They got the bases loaded and still nobody out in the inning.
For Kansas City, you got to flip it around and turn the momentum. Take that turn momentum, convert it into runs. 1, 2, at the minimum, you need 2, I think. Take the lead in this one. Go ahead as they'll do a mound meeting here. And not only flip the tide in this one, but flip the tide in the percentage chance or whatever the odds are that Cincinnati goes to the title game instead of Cleveland.
You're exactly right. Kansas City would send Cincinnati to a matchup with White Sox Ace tomorrow. Indy holds on right now, which they're clinging at this point. They're the definition of clinging. Cleveland to the finals, from what we've been told. So now, Portman will step up, and Sanchez reached base safe twice now at this point. Fielder's choice in the second, now that bunt in the fourth. And it's a big at-bat here now for Portman. There's a chance to turn the game on its head and give everyone in the state of Ohio who's watching this tournament a heart attack.
How many people live in the state of Ohio?
I could not tell you off the top of my head. And I apologize if you are watching from the state of Ohio right now.
Donovan Portman.
6.
No, it's more than that, buddy. It's more than that.
6 million?
More than that. They have
6,000.
more than that.
Oh, 6 billion.
Less than that. First pitch misses, by the way, to Donovan Portman. He's 0 for 1 on the contest. So 1 ball, no strikes. Tying run on third. Go ahead on second. That's the Joneses. In the dirt. 2-0. Tally struggling to find it right now. Thank you all for joining us here. Very fortunate to be here. Tally comes set. 2 balls, no strikes. The pitch. 3-0 now. A ball away from locking in what would be the tying run. From Tally. There for a strike.
And now you've set up your sequence. Now you know what you're going to go do if you're Tally. And now if you're the batter at the plate, you know what Tally's going to go do as well. So now it becomes this chess match in a big spot. Tying run at third. Go ahead run at second. Even more runs at first and potentially home and even on deck. Yada, yada, yada goes on.
Infield in on the 3-1. It's missed upstairs. It's an RBI walk for Donovan Portman. And the game is tied.
Big time. That's huge. Cincinnati come level, still have momentum, still have the bases loaded, still have 0 outs. And Lincoln Tally looks like he's going to be plugged.
We'll wait for the official signal. And there is that signal. So Tally's night is going to be done. He leaves the bases loaded in the game with a tie score. We'll step aside for a moment. This is the 2022 Major League Baseball RBI Central Regional Tournament on the Windy City Sports Network. Welcome back after the pitching change. New arm, right-hander Zach Wade into the ballgame. He inherits the bases loaded, and no one out in the third. The infield plays in as the first pitch is taken down low by Avion Wallace. 1 ball, no strike, tie score. The pitch. Swinging a ground ball back up the middle. This could be 2. They go to second for 1. That's their only out. Kansas City grabs the lead. It's 2-1 on the fielder's choice there by Avion Wallace.
That's enough for Wallace there. Good piece of hitting. Drive yourself in a run. Yeah, you don't have the bases loaded anymore, but you have the lead. It's 3-1. You're extending it out. 2-1, sorry.
Isaiah Evans here with 1 out. And runners on the corners. You can bet that Wallace is going to be taking off on the pitch. Time is called before he can do so, though. I will say, if we do somehow get time limited with this, and if Indy's able to come back and tie, things are going to get really interesting here with tiebreakers and everything.
I don't know if that would go unprotested. If we ended up with a tie and there were interesting decisions to be made, I don't know if that would go unprotested by the team that gets the lesser end of the stick on there. I don't think it should either, by the way.
That one's in the dirt.
I think whichever team, if there happened to be a tie in this one and the tiebreaker came down to just a split decision, I think whichever team got the lesser end of that stick should wholeheartedly go protest it, because even if it's Cleveland, again, I would like to caveat, the Royals are the better team, not the Royals, the Reds are the better team.
The Royals might be the better team right now, though. This is a base knock to left field from Isaiah Evans, and it's a 3-1 Royals lead. RBI single for the Kansas City DH, and it's a 2-run KC lead.
Up next, second baseman, Kellen Jackson.
Now Kellen Jackson back up. He's the top of the order. And that is a massive insurance run there for KC RBI.
It's monster work from Cincinnati, Kansas City.
Helps Cincinnati, though.
It does help Cincinnati, of course it does. We might as well get them confused. He gloved that.
That's a foul ball, though. That would have been an incredible double play had it stayed fair.
I thought for a second he was going to keep that fair, glove it, and make the play, and that would have been an exciting way to close it out.
I mean, he even got dapped up by the Royals third base coach because he was like, hey, that's a play right there. That was a play right there. This is tipped back and fouled.
Vamos Royals is the chant. I like it.
0-2. Upstairs for strike 3 called, and it's the second out of the frame.
Really good pitching sequence from Wade. He battles his way back in, gets a huge strikeout there, and moves his way with a great final pitch to knock out the blow. Kevin Jackson needs to get a hit here, I think. Yeah, they've got 2 more runs to ensure them and give them the advantage, and that one extra one goes a long way, but more is always welcome.
Strike taken by Kevin. Singles last time up. One misses upstairs. Jackson on total in the day is 1 for 2. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Runner expand their lead. Here's the 1-1. This is line into left center field. That falls for a base hit. Rounding third is Wallace. The throw is not made as there's a bobble out in left field. Here comes the second run all the way from first. He's in there to score. 5-1. Royals RBI lead it.
Lopsided number. That's not good if you're Indianapolis. It's great if you're Kansas City. It's great if you're Cincinnati.
Hitting next,
5-1 Royals RBI. A 5-piece so far with with 2/3 of this fourth inning having been played. Is there a ball out in left center?
Yes, there is. And whoa, that's a big strike of lightning there over us.
They need to get that ball out of left center.
Outside corner for a strike.
God, it sounded so old saying that.
They need to get that ball in left center. It could just be a piece of debris as well.
Still, regardless of what it is, they got to get it out of left center.
They do. As that lightning strike was actually probably the closest one to us yet. This is popped up left of us and out of play.
Your voice got that change in it, didn't it, Cavan? You thought it might have been coming. It wasn't.
New pitcher, by the way, corrections. They originally announced Zach Wade as the new pitcher. It's actually the shortstop, Daniel Cross. He was playing at short. He's now on the mound, by the way, so we apologize for the mistake. Wade was originally announced as the pitcher. Wade is actually catching right now. So we apologize for the confusion and the mix-up there. So no balls and 2 strikes now here from Cross, who's on the mound. No balls and 2 strikes. That ball's upstairs, and for Cross, he comes out of the bullpen for this Indy squad that just has a desire to just get a third out, and so far it's always been a desideratum. 1-2. Popped up left side, out of play. So still 1-2, 5-1, Royals RBI leading. Cross delivers. Chopped left side, foul. Nice play there made by the third base coach. Fundamental right there, Ryan Sykora.
Went with 2 hands, not 1. We've seen everybody go with 1 today. Coach on the third base line decided to go for 2 as some Royals youngsters enter the ballpark.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Kick in the pitch. Upstairs, 2-2. Deuces are wild here in the home half of the 4th.
Not just some Royals youngsters, the whole team of 15 years have made their way.
To the plate, Cross comes. Upstairs, and he's worked the count full after getting ahead 0-2 in this at-bat, Ryan.
Not the best closeout from Cross. That's for sure.
5-1, 3-2 count, 2 out, runner on second. Righty deals. Line to right center. That's down. That's in the gap. And it's all the way to the wall. Coming around to score is the runner from second. Now they're going to send Bird from the third. Here comes the throw. Inside the park, home run, Alonzo Bird. Oh, my.
Hands on heads if you're Indy. You can't allow that to happen. Get ahead 0-2 in a count. Then fall behind into a hitter's count. And then all the way around to score an inside the park home run. Hands on your head if you're Kansas City. Can't believe that just happened. That's crazy.
That ball appeared to be just an RBI double in the gap. And because of the turf and because of how large this ballpark is, it just kept rolling and never stopped. And Bird, with great speed, made Indianapolis pay.
Third baseman, Quinton Jones.
Jones bats for the second time this inning. He walked and scored already. He takes a strike and an off-speed pitch. It's the Royals fans here starting to do the wave as the 0-1 pitch misses down and away. Ryan, you want to join in?
With the wave?
Yeah. Here it comes.
I'll hold on the wave.
Up the middle to his left. Goes the shortstop to throw. Got him. Wow. Don't know about that one. Jones in disbelief. He probably got robbed of a hit and it wasn't his own doing. But the Royals get 7 runs and bat 10 in the frame. We're through 4. It's 7-1. Kansas City leading. Jacob Lee leads things off. As we're in the top of the 5th. 7-run frame from Kansas City. They really control this game now. They're 9 outs away from a victory.
Yeah, Kansas City knows what's going on. Can we be honest with ourselves here real quick, though, Cavan?
Yeah.
Do we really know what's going on with all the changes in the defense out there for both sides?
Well, if there was a way I could show my scorebook, there's about 50,000 X's, crosses, and scribbles to notify me of all the changes, because for those of you who don't know, us broadcasters, our scorebooks have a defensive alignment at the top of it that lets us know the opposing defense.
Well, yours does. Mine doesn't.
The one you were using last game had it.
Yeah, but yours does.
Most broadcasters, I should say.
I'm not most broadcasters, America.
Okay, easy there, Tiger. Here's the 2-2, by the way, upstairs. And so you're supposed to keep track of the defense, and because of all the changes, I'm now quickly running out of room on the Indianapolis defensive quadrant on my scorebook.
They're moving around.
This is moved in a short right center field. Charging is Bird, and he makes the grab. He had the hero play there with that 2-run inside the Parker. And he comes up here on the grab for out number 1.
Second baseman, Nate Mendoza.
He was going very fast.
He was speed there. That was the definition of speed.
He was faster than Lightning McQueen.
Ka-chow.
Lightning McQueen does say that.
Uh-huh. Mendoza's singled twice today, so he's 2 for 2. That one misses away, 2-0. Reminder, Indianapolis wins, Cleveland to the final, Kansas City, Cincinnati to the final. The reasoning we still don't really know, as this ball's back up the middle, make Mendoza 3 for 3. He was the only Indianapolis player with multiple hits. He's now the only player in this contest with 3 hits as well.
He's had a very good day, very productive day at the plate, even though his
Next
team's down
batter,
7-1. They just
shortstop.
haven't been able to get him in.
Jaden Anderson.
Going back to the reasoning that we don't know, the best thing we can say and the best reason we can give you is that the people in charge told us that's how it works.
That's the smart answer. That's the
And
smart reasoning.
That is, again, all
Yep,
that matters. It
exactly.
doesn't matter what was written in the rule book. It matters what the people in charge decide then, there, and when. It is interesting, though, that the two teams fighting for the second spot in this baseball 18U final that is Cincinnati and Cleveland, will be meeting off and facing off against each other in the softball final tomorrow at DePaul. Cincinnati and Cleveland will meet officially in the 18U softball championship game.
So there you go. That'll be fun. Battle for Ohio and a battle for a spot in Florida. Runner goes. That one misses down. The throw down to second. Not in time. Stolen back for Mendoza.
Someone just gave us shirts, I think.
That is the great Kerry Blackwell who just gave us these shirts.
What size is yours?
Mine's a medium.
Mine's also a medium. I don't think we're built the same, but
I feel like we can make this work.
this is cool. I'll show you when we go to break. It's pretty cool though.
It's a very cool shirt. It's got the RBI logos, and it's got all the teams who are participating in this tournament today.
Got some Suns and some Dolphins on there. What? Call the game. He hit me in the head. Call the game.
3-1, by the way, to Anderson.
How many outs?
1 out.
Good.
Swing and a miss. That makes the count full with 1 out, and the runner on second base is Nate Mendoza. We've also, by the way, 15 minutes out from the 15-hour mark, if I'm not mistaken. So pretty good on our part. 3-2. Skipped it in there. And it's back-to-back 1-out base runners here for Circle City.
And this is good stuff from Indy. Good response. You give up a 7 spot in the 4th. You come back, get 2 runners on with 1 out. Give yourself a chance to slowly chip away at this. Yeah, you've got minimal time, but still very much in it. If you can get a couple in this one, maybe a couple in the next one, then you've got any chance to rally in the 7th.
Yeah, quick meeting on the mound here. Still a lot of time left, though, like Ryan says. And this Indy team, they've gotten multiple base runners on. They've stranded 5 thus far. It just seems that they can't seem to get the hits when they absolutely need to get them, though. Thus far, at least.
They've stranded too many, and it's been in the big spots. They've had either the wrong guys at the plate or the right guys at the plate that aren't getting hits when they need to be getting hits. So, really, are they the right guys at the plate? No, they're the wrong guys, because you need the right guys at the right time to get the right amount of hits, to drive it the right amount of runs, and so far, only 1 in on 4 hits. It's not good enough.
Meanwhile, Kansas City sits at 7 runs on 4 hits as well. Here's the next pitch, skipped in there. This is Medina. One ball, no strike, 1 out. Runner on second base. Indy just trying to fight and spark a comeback. This is straight back and out of play. It also feels like at this point, because of those title scenarios that we've been told that are happening here pre-game, it also feels like we have Cleveland versus Cincinnati here, essentially, because every time Kansas City scores, it's really a run for Cleveland, or excuse me, Cincinnati. Every time Indy scores, it's a run for Cleveland.
I'm going to use that as my excuse as for why I keep saying the Royals are Cincinnati. That's my excuse. No, yeah, this is almost like 2 games in 1. You got 2 teams that are certainly, hopefully, anxiously watching this game in their hotel rooms, observing this and knowing what's at stake, at least as far as we know what's at stake. And both these teams relying on someone else, though. That has to be tough. When you're Cleveland and you're relying on a team in Indianapolis that, you know, is down 7-1 right now, that has to be tough to watch. When you're Cincinnati and you're relying on a Royals team that until this last inning hadn't shown much life and was down 1-0, that had to have been tough as well. But now you're on cloud 9. You're enjoying yourself up 7-1.
That one just missed, and it's 3-2 now. Smith has done a nice job, though, fighting back through the adversity and forcing Indy to strand 5 runners thus far. Could be a 6 here, but it all depends on what Medina and Cross are able to do in the next 2 at-bats. 3-2. Upstairs, and he's walked the bases loaded. Mendoza on third. Anderson, Medina have both walked, and now they're on second and first, respectively. Big opportunity here
Shortstop,
for Cross,
Daniel Cross.
who, by my count, is the pitcher, but I'm not. No one. We still don't know because we have the the abundance of substitutions here by Indy.
Many changes equals many confusion. in the broadcast booth and the PA booth and the Game Changers booth, which probably means that you guys listening are confused, but fear not. This game is 7-1, and that's all that matters.
Exactly right. Pitchers will throw ball, batters will try and hit ball. That's what's going to happen.
Sometimes the batters will miss the ball, though. Hence they try, I guess.
Exactly. That one just misses below the knees in the inner half, so it's 1-0. Cross has been hit by a pitch in both at bats, so are we on pace for a third here? Here's the 1-0. This is a little weak grounder. A diving stop made by Smith. He will go to first. He'll get the out there. That brings the run. So productive out there for Cross. So even though he's out for the first time, he gets an RBI with it, and it's 7-2 now.
It's putting your body out on the line. I know it does. It's not the most aggressive diving catch you're ever going to see, but still diving down on that turf, making sure you want to get that out. You're going to put yourself down there, not let your second baseman charge in. You want to get that out yourself. Really confident stuff from Marcus.
Parker Richards.
7-2 now is the score. As Parker Richards comes up for his first plate appearance of the game. He takes that one for a strike. One in for a strike. It's 0-2. Runners on second and third, 2 out. Richards trying to come through and give Indy more and more hope with 2 runners in scoring position. Marcus Smith wants to slam that opportunity and that door shut right now. He'll step off and get a new sign. Here's the pitch. Check swing in the dirt. Not being able to find it as Portman, but he's very lucky. That ball pretty much just dribbled its way into the right-handed batter's box, so it would have been a really gutsy move of Anderson trying to come on home, and he probably made the wiser decision to not run there, Ryan.
Agreed. It's tricky now, and I mean, from here on out, you have to make every decision smartly. That one's well hit, but it's going to be into playable.
This is Kevin Jackson, tough throw, and he beat it out. 1 run's in. Now Medina's caught off the bag at third. He gets back in safely. Infield RBI single for Richards, and it's 7-3.
That's the smart base running that you want. You force there. That's also the aggressive and really good base running in terms of legging it out, putting yourself out there. Now there's a chance. Again, you get a couple this inning, you get a couple next inning, leave anything out for chance in the top of the 7th. Indy are very well still in this.
It's a 4-1 game right now. The only game going on in the entire tournament from our awareness right now.
Wade.
I would hope so. It's like 10 o'clock.
We're at 9:51 Central Time. 5th and final game of the day here at Curtis Granderson Stadium. Last 18U game of the tournament that isn't a championship matchup, as the runner was off on the pitch, but it's fouled away. This is Zach Wade now up to bat. No balls and a strike to pitch. Wade back up the middle. That gets through for a base knock. It's 7-4. Holding at second base is Richards, and it's another RBI single. Wade's first at bat's a big one. That's an RBI single to make it a 3-run game.
Here comes Indy, cruising along now, hit after hit after hit. They're driving in the runs that we talked about earlier that they weren't unable to do. We looked at the scoreboard a while ago. It was 1 run, 4 hits. Now they've added 2 hits to that tally and added 3 runs, so they're doing a better job of driving in the guys they're putting on the path.
With the pinch hitter now, John Combs, who came in as a substitution off the bench to play second base. This is his first trip to the plate. Here's the first pitch to him. And he cuts and misses. Got the long sleeves going on the right side. His right arm. Got some wristbands and some Evo shields on his left hand and arm. No balls, 1 strike. The pitch. That one's taken down low, and it's 1-1. So things are now getting really interesting here. 7-4. 1-1 count, 2 out. Smith comes, sets, delivers. It's tipped back, and it's 1-2 now. Here's the 1-2. He sends that to right center field. Coming in Wallace. He lets it drop in front of him. Around third comes Richards after he stumbled, but he's able to dive in safely. And just like that, this is a 2-run ball game.
And it almost wasn't. He was almost halfway on the floor a couple times, falling in. This one's gotten away from Marcus Smith now. Has to be a time for a meeting that looks like they're going to hang on with him, still up 2 runs. What a response from Indianapolis. Give up 7 runs in the bottom of the 4th, come right back in the top of the 5th with 4 runs.
Pinch hitter here. It's Trayvon Clay into the game for Johnson.
Pitching next, number 25, Trayvon Clay.
So 2-run game here in the top of the 5th, and if you left a little while ago and saw 7-1, or you know someone was watching and they paused it or turned it off because of the score, tell them to come on back. We got a ball game here once again. It's a 2-run game. Still a lot of time left for both sides, for Kansas City to try to expand their lead in the bottom half of the inning, or for Indy to try to make a comeback. They've got both the tying run on base and the go-ahead at the plate as that pitch is skipped in.
You know, we were talking about just a few runs would be great for Indianapolis, and 4 is a little more than a few. If they can add 1 more even, get it within 1. If they can add 2 more of these tying runs at the plate right now, tie this game up, that's huge.
You're exactly right. 1-1. Misses upstairs. It rattles out of the mid of Portman, but both runners decided to hold off at their bases. We also appreciate you watching. If you're on the East Coast, it's almost 11 o'clock on the eastern part of the country right now.
Late.
Hope you're enjoying some late night baseball here in Chicago. 2-1. Cut on and miss. That's a good change up there from Smith. We haven't seen that a whole lot tonight.
And we haven't seen it in a long time, even when we have seen it. So he's now going back. He's reverting away from his main pitches, which means he's either getting more comfortable, which is my hope, or he's resorting to, I've got to do different stuff. And even then, that's a good idea, because then you're recognizing, okay, they figured me out. I got to go to different things. And if that's the case, now he's adjusting. Now he's trying to figure out how to get out of this inning and survive.
2-2. Oh, that one hits him off the head. Oh, no. The bases will be loaded, but right now the concern is on Trayvon Clay. That's a scary sight right there. Coaches from both sides going in to check on him. They rush in some ice to him. Asking for a trainer here. We're going to step aside for a moment. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Walking over to first was Clay under his own power, and during that, Kansas City also elected to make pitching change. Ollie Bishop Oliver, right-hander, now into the ballgame. And for Smith, it was really interesting performance. 4 2/3, 7 hits, 3 strikeouts, 3 walks, and 3 hit-by pitches. He leaves as the winning pitcher of record for now, but the tying run and go-ahead run are on base, and it didn't end, I think, the way he wanted to at that last batter.
No, and it certainly didn't when you hit a player like that in the head. And glad to see that Clay is okay standing on
After
first. That's the
playing
most
28,
important thing.
Jeff
Ian
Blair.
today, Marcus Smith, not the best performance, not the best closeout. 7 hits, 5 runs, 4 in this frame. And Ollie Bishop Oliver will inherit something that's a little tricky. 3 on bases loaded.
He fires the first pitch fastball. It's a ball, and that's how he gets started. Lee flew out to start this inning. He becomes the 10th batter to come around to the plate for Indy. Up and away. 2-0 now. As fireworks are shooting off from Navy Pier in the background.
How do we know that's Navy Pier? Where else would they be shooting fireworks, I guess?
Exactly. Hey, that's Saturday Night Fireworks. 2-0 in for a strike, 2-1.
Is that only a summer thing, or is that an every night, every Saturday type deal?
That is from what I remember, it's every Wednesday and Saturday night in the city.
It's crazy.
In the summertime.
Yeah, okay, that makes more sense.
2-2 now as he fouls it off. You can kind of actually see the little flashes of light just beyond the right center field wall. You see the little dots popping it up. That's the fireworks we're talking about. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the pitch. He fights off a breaking ball and will fight to live another day. Two balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Upstairs, 3-2 now. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on the move with a pitch. Popped foul. We'll do it again. Our umpires are down to 1 baseball here as we approach the 10 o'clock hour local time. 10:03 now, to be exact. So Ryan, welcome to hour 15. This is hit hard. In and out of the mid of Jackson. He gets on up, throws the first, and he got him. Oh man, Kellen Jackson with an almost highlight reel play, still followed through, and still was able to close out the inning. Quality inning though for Indy RBI. They send 10 men to the plate. They score 4 times and cut the deficit to 2. Quincy Jones leads things off and takes that one upstairs after Indy picked up a run in their half of the 5th. Multiple runs for that matter. 4. Current lines right now, 5 runs on 7 hits, 1 error for Indy. 7 runs on 4 hits, no errors for Kansas City RBI. Cavan, Malayter, Ryan Sykora with you. The 1-1 pitch from Cross. Grounded to the left side. Mendoza charges. 1 out. So Quincy Jones is retired as now Elijah Sanchez comes back up. 1 for 2, singled and a fielder's choice.
Hitting next, first baseman, Elijah Sanchez.
Sanchez trying to get on base here and try to get Kansas City a run back. He checks his swing. They appeal. He did not go. So it's 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes. Only 1 away. The pitch. Outside corner, just missed down low. 2-0. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Good fastball there. Cross trying to keep his side in the game right now on the bump. He's done a good job out of the pen thus far. He induces a ground ball here to Anderson. He collects and throws. Gets him 2 down. And that's the start you want in this frame here if you're Cross. As now Portman comes up with 2 away. He's 0 for 1.
Donovan Portman.
Struck out swinging in the second, RBI walk in the 4th. That was an inning in which the Royals RBI squad picked up 7 runs on 4 hits and sent 10 men to the plate. That one misses down for a ball. Here's the 1-0. Sent to the right side, it drifts out of play. Next offering from the righty. For a strike, and it's 1-2. Cross trying to end the frame. Back door just missed. Actually, rather landed on the front door. The catcher Wade set up on the back door for that one. 2-2 here in the 5th. Ground to the right side. Right for Calm. Inning over. So good 1-2-3 inning there for Cross on the bump. His first full inning of work. There's a scoreless frame in the 5th. 7-5 through 5, the 2022 Major League Baseball RBI Central Regional Tournament by Chicago Cubs Charities. We'll be back in just a moment. Top of the 6th inning, 7-5. Royals RBI lead over the squad from the Circle City. 2-3-4 due up. It's Mendoza, Anderson, and Medina. A golden opportunity to try to get a couple of runs back and perhaps even grab the lead here if you're Indy. The first pitch was skipped into home, so it's a 1-ball count. Mendoza is 3 for 3. 3 singles and a run scored to go along with a pair of stolen bases when he's gotten on. 1-0. That's a strike. It's 1-1. Mendoza every time kind of this weird little shuffle step kind of combo after he takes every pitch that he doesn't swing at. The 1-1. Cuts and misses, and it's 1-2. Have Malayter with you here for the 6th inning. 1-2. Cuts and misses. Another breaking ball. Mendoza's finally retired for the first time today.
Shortstop, Jaden Anderson.
So Jaden Anderson now steps up, walked and scored his last time up. That one misses away. One ball, no strikes. The pitch. 2-0 now. And that's the key, though. You don't want to get too aggressive in this situation. 1 run doesn't mean a whole lot. That second run that Indy needs to get that matters the most in trying to tie this ball game. 2-0. Fouls it off. 2-1. And we've got on word that the hard stop for this game is 10:35. We'll see what the situation is like when that time comes. It's currently 10:13 local time as I'm saying this. 2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch. A strike there to make it 2-2. Ali Bishop Oliver trying to pick up his second strikeout of the inning. Strike away. The 2-2 pitch. Fouled off. Anderson swung out of his shoes at an upstairs breaking ball. So we'll do the 2-2 again. Anderson 0 for 2. Strikeout and fly out in the first and third to go along with that walk. The pitch. Misses down low on that changeup, 3-2. The players from the Cleveland Guardians RBI squads and Cincinnati Reds RBI squads on the edge of their seats right now. 3-2. Outside corner. That's a call. 3rd strike. That's out number 2 here in the 6th. Back-to-back strikeouts to start the frame for Ali Bishop Oliver.
Up next, left fielder, Juan Medina.
As Juan Medina comes back up. 0 for 2 with a walk. He scored in that 5th inning. Trying to create a 2-out rally. That's what happened last time. It was a 2-out rally that saw 3 consecutive RBI singles from the bottom half of the Indy lineup that allowed them to really put their mark on this game and make it close. And he swings and sends a ground ball back up the middle. Backhanding and bobbling it that time was Kellen Jackson. So it's an E4, and once again, Indy's got life here for runner on and 2 away.
Shortstop, Daniel Cross.
So now that'll bring up Cross here. 2 hit-by pitches and an RBI groundout. So a pretty productive day for him thus far. And stepping off will be the batter and the pitcher. This is a major spot here. He can change the game. And we got a pinch hitter now. It's
Pinch hitter number 30, Sergis Gallen.
Georges Garcia Gallen. Now, we were told pregame that he wasn't here, but apparently he is, because he's now going to pinch hit here.
He showed up.
That's right, Ryan Sykora. And we also now have the situations as well, the official situations. Do you want me to read them off here, Ryan? This ball's grounded back up the middle. It's through for a base hit. Holding up at second base will be Medina. Wide turn. He's able to dive back in safely. So back-to-back base runners with 2 away. And now here comes Richards.
All right, hypotheticals.
These are the actual situations.
This is the live, confirmed, 100% truthful responses.
Center fielder, Parker Richards.
If Kansas City wins, Cincinnati is in the championship. If Indianapolis wins, Cleveland is in. If Kansas City wins, it's a 2-way tie between Cincinnati and Cleveland at 3-1, and Cincy won the head-to-head. Therefore, Cincinnati makes the title. If Indianapolis wins, it's a 3-way tie between Indy at 3-1, Cincinnati at 3-1, and Cleveland at 3-1, which means it moves to runs allowed, which means Cleveland would be ahead in that regard. So, again, as results hold, Kansas City up 7-5. Cincinnati is going to the title game tomorrow.
To take on White Sox Ace. So the White Sox Ace players, family members, and coaching staffs watching this. This result holds. You guys get the Reds tomorrow in the title game. Indy comes back. They'll take on the Cleveland Guardians RBI squad. 1-1 now to Richards, who's 1 for 1 for an RBI single. Tying run, by the way, stands on first base.
And the go-ahead run that would technically put Cleveland de facto in the title game is at home plate. So that's why that matters now more than it has at any point in this game.
We're at the top of the 6th, and with time running out based off time limit rules as well. Here's the 1-1. He fights it off, and he just misses extra bases. May have missed the bag by about a foot. So now it's 1-2 with 2 away. Ono Moss chants coming down from the first base dugout. On that side of the crowd here. Bishop Oliver a strike away from getting out of the biggest jam of the night and the tournament. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Fooled him with off speed. And he keeps the KC lead. We go bottom 6, still 7-5. Welcome back. Bottom of the 6th, Zach Wade to the bump. And looks like Cross will go behind the dish. It's a positional swap, it looks like, for now. Two innings of work for Cross is complete. He did his job. He prevented and a lot more further damage. He's only going to be charged with 2 runs as the first pitch is behind the new batter, Wallace. Wallace 0 for 2, strikeout and a fielder's choice. Entire Royals dugout there on their feet screaming after that first pitch. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
Great pitch from Wade. You'd love some runs here, though, if you're Kansas City. Just a little bit more insurance. You're 3 outs away from going 500 in the tournament, getting to 2-2, but you need some more offense just to guarantee that, I think.
That heater makes it 1-2. I gotta think, though, with what Indy's been able to produce offensively after the last couple of frames, that really makes this inning matter more for Kansas City than it probably does for Indy, as the strikeouts recorded there. Yes or no? Do you agree with that statement? That
you want to be careful in terms of saying, hey, a win's on the line for a team that's playing, but yeah, it means more for Kansas City and Cleveland in terms of, yeah, the title game appearance is on the line, and that in the grand scheme of the entire RBI universe means more than this one game, and this one game decides that.
Hit hard and through into right center field. Bird will hold at first as that ball got cut off in right center field by Johnson. He's the one who hit that inside the Parker. Excuse me, that was Evans, actually, who's now a single for the 2nd consecutive time. Similar numbers there, and they both for similar heights as well. 13-3.
What a beautiful hit from Evans. Drive it into the space, get it back to the top of the order now as well. Only 1 out, fast runner on.
Kellen Jackson takes a strike.
And we were at the fact that, yeah, this game matters, and yeah, it matters for Indianapolis, and yeah, it matters for Kansas City, but it does mean more for Cincinnati and Cleveland, who are watching at home right now. That's crazy. As the batter gets plunked and puts 2 on with 1 out.
Hit by pitch. And then for this game, exclude all the noise now. All the outside noise about this game affects the entire title matchup. The White Sox games tomorrow. Who goes home tomorrow? Who gets to play tomorrow for a spot to go to Florida? This right here, do you believe this inning actually means more for Royals RBI than it does for Indy because of what Indy's been able to do offensively the last 2 frames?
I think so.
Or do you think it still means more for Indy because you got to prevent the runs?
I think Indy need to keep this game close because you've looked at what they've done the last 2 frames. There's 4 runs on the board in the 5th, none in the 6th. So a 2-run game is certainly doable for their offense, and especially the power they can bring, the pop they can bring. So maybe it is more important for Indy. That being said, it's equally important because Kansas City can just drive in some runs and really win this game and get their 2nd victory. I want to keep putting that in. This is equally important for these 2 teams because, hey, a win is on the line, and a win at the end of the day is worth one thing, the same thing. It's worth a win. So right now, Royals RBI have the lead, and Indy have to chase. So it really just depends on how you believe a game is won, whether through the lead or through the trail.
This is in the air, shallow center, and it falls. Going back out that time was Combs. He hit the deck hard there, trying to catch that pop out. Time is going to be called as the attention now goes to the 2nd baseman for Indianapolis. He so far has been able to get up under his own power, which is a good sign to see. Bases are now loaded. We got 10 minutes left, by the way. So, slightly important, and we'll see maybe they'll go the soccer route of adding some stoppage time here now that they check on Combs at 2nd base. He appears to be okay. The manager walks off the field.
He looks fine. I think his manager's a little more frustrated with why Combs was calling everybody off there. He was backpedaling, looking for the ball, had to dive back and claim it. That's got to be either the center fielder's ball, which I would want it to be, or the right fielder's ball. They're running forward. They see the ball coming towards them the whole way. It's disappointing, I think, if you're Indy not to get that play right.
Richards and Johnson were the 2 outfielders coming in from center and right, respectively. First pitch misses up and away. It's Alonzo Bird, who had the 2-run inside the park homer his last time in that batter's box.
Tell you what, it's not looking good for Cleveland right now. We're still plenty of baseball left, of course, but right now, all signs pointing to Cincinnati being able to appear tomorrow.
The windup. Here comes Wade. Just missed away. And it's 2-0 now. Nowhere to put the runner. Got Evans on third, Jackson on second, and the other Jackson on first. That's a strike. A good fastball there. It gets him back in the count.
That's a great pitch because now you're able to, again, be back in the count, have a chance to battle. You can control some of the pitch sequence. Ground ball ends the inning with a double play.
Swing and a miss, strike 2, and now it's 2-2 with 1 away.
And that's probably Indy's closest exit, is trying to get that double play and close out the inning. Make sure, though, you keep an eye on the lead runner.
Outside corner, that's strike 3 called. Second strikeout of the inning, and it's more importantly the second out of the inning. And now it all falls down to Quinton Jones, who's 0 for 2 with a walk.
Biggest out of the game, without doubt, right now. Up here, that out just there was the biggest out. Now this one has to be the biggest out here. Force it out anywhere. Tag whatever's closest.
3/4 swing for strike 1 on that upstairs cheese.
And wouldn't that be pretty good for Wade to come in and dominate with back-to-back Ks to close out the inning?
Gotta get 2 more strikes, though. Still the bases are loaded. The 0-1. Check swing. Yes, he did go, and it's 0-2. And now, things come down to 1 pitch, really. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. They're loaded here for the Royals RBI squad. Here's the pitch from Wade. And he just gets a piece of it. Heartbeat's getting a little faster here for both sides, and even for the people watching at home who've got a ticket to a game on Sunday on the line.
All 4 sides.
0-2 again. Upstairs. It bounces in and out of the mid of cross, but he's able to control it, calm it down, and prevent any advantage to any runners.
Kansas City have only stranded 4 on the path all night. They've got 3 on there right now. That would almost double their tally. You don't want to leave these runners out there.
Oh, got him! Inside corner paint from Wade. He works out of the jam, and Kansas City leaves him loaded. We go top 7. It's a 2-run game. Royals RBI looks to close it out. We're in the bottom of the 7th.
Inning. Number 3, Zach Wade.
Zach Wade, as you can hear, will lead things off. 7, 8, and 9 due up for Indy. They trail by 2. Royals RBI 3 outs away from the victory. And technically, we only have 5 minutes left. Who said baseball wasn't a time sport?
I say baseball isn't a time sport, but this disagrees with me today. How about that for Indy? You need 2 runs, you need 3 to take the lead, and you got to rely on 7,
This is
8,
to
and
deep
9.
right field, down the line. It's going to land foul. That ball was close to being landed for extra bases.
Close, and also close to being caught. You got the opposite ends of the spectrum there. As it was almost out there for Cincinnati to go claim the first out of the inning. Again, 7, 8, and 9 have to produce if Indianapolis wants to pick up their 3rd win, and if Cleveland wants to go to the championship tomorrow.
Ball 1. That one hits him. Now the tying run comes up to the plate.
There's one part of the production. Go ahead run on deck.
And now they're going to have the courtesy runner here.
Number 11, John Combs.
Cairo Parks is the courtesy.
I would imagine he fast.
First pitch fouled off by Combs. Singled and scored a run his last time to the plate. This is the last inning no matter what happens. So 1 pitch. That one misses out and it's 1-1. There's the tying run at the plate right now. He's already 1 for 1 today. The 1-1 pitch. That one skittered off the turf. Good block there by Portman. Royals fans holding their breath as they cling to a 2-run lead. Indy fans hoping for a miracle. And I guess you could also say same for Cleveland Guardian RBI fans as well. Two balls, 1 strike. Downstairs, 3-1 now. Ollie Bishop Oliver came out of the bullpen. He's shown some sparks of effectiveness, but he's also had stretches like this. They'll check on the runner. He's leaning. He's back in safely. Whoa, that was close.
I'm not often going to use the word bonehead on broadcast, but that could have been bonehead. Over at first, just not smart with this type of momentum on the line, with this type of moment in the game.
They check again. He's safe. Oh,
Why?
that was close again.
Why? I get it. You want to cause some pressure. You want to cause some frustration for the man on the mound. You want to see if you can get to 3 and get a head start. I don't get risking it at this point, though, by that much.
3-1. Down for ball 4. So now here is the go-ahead run. And Trevon Clay now up. And we have a meeting on the mound yet again. You jokingly went off air and said, what if at 10:34 we have a pitching change or a meeting on the mound? We got that right now.
Yeah, well, game has to go past this point now. They can't just stop it at 10:35 because.
Well, especially when the tying run sits on first base.
Yeah, that'd be wild. There'd be much room for protest in that regard, but
I think all 4 teams would be on the protest, except maybe for Kansas City, who would win the game by that rule.
Kansas City would just be vibing.
So 3 of the 4 teams then would be in protest.
Well, Cincinnati probably
Cincinnati
wouldn't
wouldn't be.
protest, but
So
half
the teams.
full.
We just keep lowering the standards here eventually.
We're not good at math. That's why we're doing this speaking. How about Trevon Clay? He's got a chance to drive in 2 and tie this game up after he got knocked in the head a little earlier.
He swings away first pitch and sends it to the stands on the first base side.
Boomed off the bat. And now with no outs as well, you can't quite play small ball here in terms of getting 2 runs, but foul ball to right field back-to-back times, 2 back-to-back F9s would certainly score the runner at second.
That's hit hard, and that's through for a base hit. They'll throw the brakes on at third, so everyone's station to station. Probably the smart decision there to load them up with no one out.
Good coaching from Indy. Keep everybody there. Now your go-ahead runs at third. You could really look at a big inning here if you're looking down that lineup. The bottom half of the lineup produced. You went down the line with 7, 8, 9. All of them got on the base path. Now it's 1, 2, 3.
Number 28.
The top of the lineup due up.
Jacob Lee.
This could be huge for Indianapolis.
Jacob Lee is 0 for 4. An opportunity for the biggest hit of his tournament for him. He swings away and fouls off the first pitch. They're out of baseballs. This is the last one we have in use, so they gotta quickly go scramble for some more here. No balls, 1 strike, no one out. Tying run on second base. And it's 0-2 in the count.
Still looking for baseballs this late in the game. They just keep losing them.
Wade on third, Combs on second, Clay on first. 0-2. That one skips in. It skips away from Portman. This is a 1-run game. The other 2 runners advance 90 feet on the passed ball. 7-6 game now. Still nobody out, and also more importantly, the double play is no longer in effect, at least the traditional. The 1-2 just missed, and it's 2-2. Tying run, by the way, now just 90 feet away.
Bishop Oliver needs to take a deep breath.
That one's downstairs, and it's ball 4. No, it's not. It's ball 3.
I was going to say, the scoreboard up there was right.
I was about to say the same thing as well. They go check the count, and they confirm it's 3-2. I had 2-2 originally, but I saw him trotting, so the scoreboard's been off a couple of times today, so I was like, okay, I trust the umpires. But 3 balls, 2 strikes for Lee. Free base open for Bishop Oliver to put him there. I'm sure he doesn't want that idea in that situation, though. 3-2. That's up the middle and through. This game is tied. Now they're going to send around Clay. The throw is cut off. Indy has the lead. 8-7 in the 7th. Down 7-1. They come back and go up 8-7.
That is magical work from Indianapolis Circle City. The bottom end of the lineup, 7, 8, 9, all get on base. Who drives them in? The leadoff hitter. That's textbook on how you attack a team. Working at the back, making sure you get production from that back end group that's not supposed to do that. And then you get it back to the top. The guys who are there for one reason, that's to get runs and drive them in. They do just that. This is now a game that Kansas City 30, 40 minutes ago didn't expect to be in.
They really didn't. They now trail by 1, and a key insurance run stands on first base. Still nobody out in the inning for Indy. This is an opportunity here, as they're currently going to have some deliberations among the coaching staff.
Number 7, Nick Mendoza.
And also, by the way, jubilation at whatever team hotel the Cleveland Guardians RBI squad are staying at for the moment.
Yeah, right now that puts them out in front. And the opposite of jubilation is what?
Defeat.
Yeah, so defeat at whatever team hotel the Cincinnati Reds 18U RBI program is staying at.
The softball programs for Cleveland and Cincinnati will meet tomorrow in the championship. That game we'll have for you as the first pitch is cut on and missed by Mendoza. 9 a.m. Central Time first pitch. It'll be on this YouTube channel right here. Then at 12:30, White Sox ace versus either Cincinnati or Cleveland back at this ballpark for the 18U title game. 0-1 misses, and it's 1-1 now. One ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. It's 1-2 now, and Mendoza, after starting off his game 3 for 3, is in threat of his second consecutive strikeout. 1-2. The pitch. Runner goes. Outside corner taken for strike 3. The throw down. Not in time. So give the stolen bag for Leeds. The first out of the inning. It's a called third strike on Mendoza. And Anderson now steps up with 1 away and a runner on second base.
Next, number 0, Jaden Anderson.
Anderson on the day, 0 for 3 with a walk. He scored on that trip. Takes a strike. Kick in the 0-1. 0-2, back-to-back fastballs. Nothing in 2.
He keeps getting out in front here and keeps letting it go. He's got to close out one of these eventually.
Popped him up. Right side, drifting into foul territory goes Sanchez, and he's unable to make the grab. It'll be ruled a foul ball, though. The Royals players trying to hustle back. I think they are also aware that time is not on their side. However, at this point, they gotta finish the inning at this point. They have to.
They wouldn't allow. That would be unjust to them to not allow the Royals to have a chance to bat in the bottom half of this frame. Lucky enough for Sanchez there, that ball was out of play, and he didn't make any contact on it, or it would have been in play. Holds the runner at second. 0-2 count remains.
No balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. The pitch. Upstairs and away, and Anderson will see another pitch. Well, when Cincinnati beat Cleveland this afternoon and then proceeded to beat Detroit as the 1-2 comes in, pulled but foul. I don't think any of us knew the implications that this game would have on 2 teams whose days are done and potentially their tournaments are done depending on the result of this game right here.
You know, we woke up today and figured, well, this last game was just going to be a nightcapper, call the game, go home. It turned into something that was going to matter both for the teams on the field, which it always was going to, and matter for the teams that aren't even on the field at the moment.
Portman, by the way, just showed off his hops there.
Yeah, it was a great jump. Still 2-2, though. He was ahead in the count 0-2. This is really good to battle in the count from Anderson and make the pitcher work for it. Battles his way all the way back to 2-2.
This is sent foul. This is exciting. This is why postseason baseball, you can make a case, is one of the best types of baseball and sport for that matter, because it's so exciting and the drama builds itself. Popped up in foul ground goes both Sanchez and Portman. It reaches the stands. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And this is supposedly the 9th pitch of this at-bat coming here. Anderson has done a good job of fighting back. He's already struck out twice, both in different varieties. Ollie Bishop Oliver sets and delivers. It's sent to right field. It'll land foul. How about this battle, though, Ryan?
What an at-bat. I think the last time I saw an at-bat stretch out to 10 in person, I was at an Arizona State softball game where a ball was subsequently crushed on the 10th pitch of the at-bat out to right center field, and that ended up being the game-winning grand slam.
That's a pretty good at-bat.
It was a phenomenal at-bat. Probably the best at-bat I've ever seen in person. And if he can replicate this here, it's certainly at or better than that.
Now we have an object that's landed down in shallow right center field. Going over is Avion Wallace to go pick it up. I wonder what it could be. He just goes ahead and just stuffs it in his back pocket. First base coach for INDY RBI is going to try out to right field and collect that from him. So clash there to not try to create a disadvantage here. 8-7 game. Runner on second, 1 out, 2-2 count. Pitch number 10 coming here to Anderson. He swings and sends that ball back up the middle. It bounces off of Jackson's mitt, but he's able to recollect it and throw him out. Safe at third is Lee. That's the second out of the inning, and it all comes down now to Juan Medina. But still, though, even though that was 10 pitches, what a great at-bat, though, by Jaden Anderson.
Juan Medina.
I know it wasn't that grand slam that you were just describing to us, Ryan.
No, but still a phenomenal battle. Would have grinded out, raised that pitch count, and prolonged this game.
First pitch to Juan Medina, as I just mentioned, in the dirt. 0 for 3, reached on a walk in the fifth. That was an inning which really started this comeback for Indy. 4 runs on 4 hits. They sent 10 to the plate. 1-0 misses to make it 2-0.
And perhaps the other thing that's great about that at-bat is gives Juan Medina more pitches to look at. He's already seen plenty, but now just an even larger sample size to work with for the man at the plate.
This is the 5th time through that Indy will come to the plate. And obviously, this isn't the 5th time through that Bishop Oliver has seen the lineup, but just the 5th time through the Royals pitching staff has seen this Indy lineup. 3 balls, no strikes. Runner on third and 2. Strike there.
He's got that fastball humming. It's just when he goes away from it and then has to come back to it where he gets a little squirrely.
3-1. Misses away, and it's a walk with 2 down. So now that brings up Cross again. He'll re-enter. So he did not take an at-bat
16.
in the 6th,
Daniel Cross.
in which Garcia Galan singled, restrained there. He re-enters here in the 7th. They check down the runner. He dives in safely.
If you're Bishop Oliver, all you need is 1. That's it. You get out of this inning, it's a 1-run game. You're 1 run away from tying, 2 runs away from winning in walk-off fashion. All you need is 1 out.
Runner goes. Pitch just misses on the hands. And it's a 1-0 count.
Good job from the catcher behind home plate to understand what Indianapolis was trying to do. If he throws over to second, that 9th run's coming across to score.
Kansas City, by the way, has Jones, Sanchez, and Portman due up in their half of the frame. 2-0 now is the count. And now we'll have another conference here. This game just going a little bit longer than the hard stop, but I think we can all agree it's well worth it, Ryan, to have a game and a capper like this to cap off your Saturday nights for you, ladies and gentlemen.
I think it's been the best game of the lot that we've had, at least on the baseball field today. The 5 games we've had, the 10 games overall, dare I say. You've worked all of those. I certainly think out of the 20 games, both 10 for baseball, 10 for softball, this is the best one we've seen, next to the Cincinnati and Cleveland game that we just watched a couple of games ago.
That one skips away, and now caught off third is Lee. He's able to scurry back to the bag. What a fine play back there by Portman as the catcher.
Crucial stop, because that's headed straight for the backstop. I think pitcher was doing a really good job of climbing his way up towards the home plate to see if he could get the tag, so they might have had him anyway, but still.
That's a walk, and the bases are now full of Indianapolis batters.
I'll say this. If you're watching this game and Royals RBI ends up falling, your heart's just gonna feel out.
Number 1.
Ali Bishop Oliver, who
Parker
came in, pitched a
Richard.
great game and then just kind of has lost it here in the 7th. I think it's a little clear that I don't know if the Royals have other arms that
They could
can
be
go
out.
toss to.
They could be out. Mind you, this is the 4th game for Kansas City in 2 days, which just takes so much time. That's essentially, even if they're not consecutive games, that's still back-to-back doubleheaders, which a doubleheader alone takes so much out of you as a pitching staff and as a team. Imagine doing that 2 days in a row as he gets a strike there.
And that was the advantage that is the advantage that Sox Ace has tomorrow. They played on Thursday. They played on Thursday night. They haven't played back-to-back doubleheaders.
Cuts and misses. And it's 1-2, and yeah, they got the beneficiary of getting to be in that opening night round against the host, the Chicago Cubs RBI program. So that really actually is going to help them, even though they say that they still have a ton of arms that they haven't even used yet in this tournament.
Yeah, they seem vaunted when it comes to pitching. They're going to be a tough out for anybody.
1-2. Got him chasing. Here we go. 8-7, Indy leads. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Back here in a moment on the Windy City Sports Network. Quincy Jones leads things off for Kansas City Royals RBI. It's him, followed by Sanchez and Portman. They trail by 1. You'd think they'd like to end this one on a high note. The first pitch is cut on and miss. Big heater there from Wade, and that's how the inning gets started.
Swinging hard. You don't have to swing hard every time. Swing soft, let the bat hit the ball.
He cuts and misses on another fastball. He's quickly behind 0-2.
Trying desperately to get this run back. But it takes a couple of hits to get a run. You're not going to smash one over this fence out here, especially not when you don't have the power like the Royals don't have.
0-2. Out of the windup comes Wade. Swung on and missed. Gets by Cross. And the runner is safe at first base. A strikeout begins the inning, but the runner is safe on the drop third rule.
And that's a mistake from the catcher behind home plate. Gotta hold on to that.
The next first baseman,
Doesn't matter if it's
Elijah Sanchez.
find a way to get that ball.
Elijah Sanchez here. Tying run on first base, and then you got to think Wade's going to be paying awfully close attention to him. No one out here. Wade to Sanchez. In the dirt. Cross with the block.
Let's see how that leadoff run affects Wade from here, because that's going to be under his skin. That's going to be all through his mind through this entire at-bat. That first pitch down low to Wade, he clearly missed on it. Let's see how it trends from here.
Sanchez calls time. We have seen a couple of really hard-hit foul balls off of Sanchez's bat, so you talk about the power. Kansas City doesn't have a lot of it, but this could be the guy to do it, like you just said. 1-0. He squares the bunt. Gets it down. Wade stumbles off the mound as he flips it over to first. Out there. Royals down to their final 2 outs. Do you think, just to advance the runner, you think it's okay to give up that out there?
Up next, catcher, Donovan Portman.
I think with the speed that Jones brings, yes, because anything into the gap and right, I think you're going to see him wave around. They're going to try and tie this ball game up. So yes, in that scenario. Anyone else or someone who's not as quick? Probably no.
Portman 0 for 2 with a walk. Quincy Jones a slight lead off second. And he's way late on that heater. My goodness, he started that swing. Is what the ball was about to cross the plate there. 0-1. We're hitting the 11 o'clock hour here in Chicago. As that's a strike call, it's 0-2. And now that bunt, although effective, gave you an out, and now you could be down to your final out here unless Portman's able to put a ball in play. He'll step out and regroup.
It was an awesome pitch by Wade. Utterly perfect into the bottom corner. Get yourself ahead in the count 0-2. Good job to mess up the timing here by Portman. See if you can win the mind games.
0-2 to the catcher. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That's out number 2. And now Kansas City and frankly Cincinnati's hopes now come down to Avion Wallace. Correction, going to be a pinch hitter. Wyatt Coates will step up. He'll bat from the left side.
5, Wyatt Coates.
Comes in the 7th with the tying run on second base. He swings and misses at a pitch nowhere near the strike zone, and he's behind 0-1.
They're getting too aggressive, and it's going to cost them, it looks like, down the stretch. What a comeback for Indy to put themselves in this position. Ahead at this point, 1 out away from victory.
The 0-1 pitch. Misses away. Good take there from Wyatt Coates.
Much better eye from the pinch hitter after that first one. I think that first one, maybe him adjusting to the new in-game scenarios he's got to deal with after watching the whole game. That one, he adjusted pretty fast.
2-1 now.
And that one was just too far away from Wade.
Wade throwing some heat right now, but struggling to get the zone most of the time. Most of the swings and misses he's gotten have been pitches that aren't even in the strike zone. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Tying run sits on second. With a pinch hitter, Coates, the pitch. 3-1 now, with screams of no from his dugout and the Royals cheering section, and Cross will go talk to his pitcher.
How about the whole 15U program just off your screen, sitting right behind home plate, rooting their guys on, trying to get in the head of Wade and the mound. This is a big spot, 3-1. He's got to throw a strike.
3 balls, 1 strike with 2 away. Ball 4. Winning runs on first. And now steps up Isaiah Evans, who's singled his last 2 times to the plate. One of them plated a run. Oh boy.
Hitting next, number 3.
An out away from going to 3-1. And for the big picture sense, an out away from sending Cleveland to the title game. Kansas City looks to live and fight another day. And Evans chases a pitch at his head for strike 1.
Wade's 2 strikes away. Depending on what happens with the ball put in play, he could be 1 pitch away. Indy trying to move to 3-1. It'd be a great tournament for them to finish with a winning record. That's the big takeaway for them. Obviously, sending Cleveland to the title is the big takeaway for everybody else.
Evans regroups and faces the 0-1. That one is behind him. Cross able to make the stop. Count evens out. That ball came most so close from going on the backstop and seeing runners on second and third.
That's the second time we've seen Cross keep one in front, pop it into the sky, and retain it in his glove after that.
1-1. Royals fans that are here starting to get into it. 1-1 pitch. 2-1. That one misses high. Wade keeps missing high with every fastball he's thrown thus far, Ryan.
I think their game plan is still to attack with fastballs. I think they want him to go up and chase one up high. So far, good job to not do that.
2 balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Here's the pitch. Cuts and misses. Wade 1 strike away from closing the door. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on. The ultimate deuces are wild here in the 7th. Wade comes set. Righty fires. Got him looking. That's the game. Indy wins. They go to 3-1, and Cleveland is off to the title game.
That ball was right there on the line. I have to say, regardless, it was a great pitch because it made the umpire think about it for a second, and it made the umpire make a call whether correct or not. Indianapolis win the game 8-7. They come down from 7-1. They use their offensive explosions in spurts, a 4-run and a 3-run frame to help them win 8-7. The offense came alive when it needed to, and for Cincinnati, they just could not get it together defensively in some spurts.
They really couldn't, and congratulations to Indy. 3-1 on the weekend. They won't be playing in the title game, but still an impressive showing from them. They win games by finals of 6-2, 11-4, 8-7 in comeback fashion tonight. Royals on the weekend, by the way, fall to 1-3. Only win coming earlier today against Minnesota, 9-6. So ultimately, though, if you look at the big picture, you gotta feel for the Cincinnati Reds. They go 3-1. They win the head-to-head matchup with Cleveland, but because of some tiebreakers that the committee has, they're going home instead of playing in a title game, even though they have the head-to-head.
And yeah, again, that head-to-head goes away because there's a 3-way tie. And,
exactly.
And then if there's a head-to-head in play, it's unfair to the other team that finished 3-1 that didn't get a chance to go head-to-head. So if they had still stayed by head-to-head and given Cincinnati the upper hand there, it wouldn't have been fair to Indianapolis, who also went 3-1. Therefore, they use a tiebreaker that is applicable to all 3 teams, and Cleveland had the best margins in that specific tiebreaker. Therefore, they go to the title. Kudos to Indy. Lose your opener, win 3 straight. Lose your opener, win 3 straight. That's a tough thing to do. Most teams that lose their opener, they know that our week's done. We can't go to the title. We have to finish 4-0. And they said, okay, that's fine. And they won 3 straight. They earned themselves a tie for second because that's at the end of the day, that's what they're going to take back. They're not going to say, we didn't make the championship game. They're going to say, no, we lost on a tiebreaker. Because technically that's what they did. They finished 3rd in the tiebreaker. Mm-hmm. Cincinnati and Cleveland, and then Indiana.
They also, by the way, they finished with, this isn't the run differential ratio. This is their shape run differentials. This is runs for minus runs against. Their run differential finished this weekend with a 0. Because they entered this game -1, they win it by 1, so they go to a 0 on the weekend. So that wraps it up for us tonight. And so our title matches are set, and this weekend almost comes to a close. 9 a.m. tomorrow on the campus of DePaul University, the 3-1 Cincinnati Red RBI softball stars will take on the 4-0 Cleveland Guardians RBI softball stars. That game starts at 9 a.m. right here on this YouTube channel, the Windy City Sports Network. Then join us at 12:30 for the baseball title game between the 4-0 Chicago White Sox ace against the 3-1 Cleveland Guardians RBI All-Stars. So that wraps us up here. That game will also be on this channel all. Ryan and I, we've been here for 16 hours. We've witnessed 5 games. Some of them have been crazy, filled with amazing storylines, and that'll wrap up our day. Once again, your final score: Indy RBI 8, Royals RBI 7. The comeback was complete for Indianapolis. They finished with a record of 3-1. For everyone here at the Windy City Sports Network, for my partner all day long, Brian Sykora, I've been Cavan Malayter, saying so long from Curtis Granderson Stadium. Enjoy your Saturday night, and we'll see you for Championship Sunday tomorrow.